Greetings to you wherever you are. It's really a joy. It's a blessing to be greeting you on this bright sun, shiny day. And this is the same cycle that's been taking place over and over and over and over again. That's why repetition is very important. And I keep repeating that there is a secret hidden within you. And when you discover that secret, you will discover the lie of Christmas as a historical event that takes place on the outside. You will discover the lie of Christmas as a historical and traditional event that represents an entity outside of yourself. Is the biggest lie that has ever been fed to all of humanity. And it is the most celebrated event where idolatry is concerned. And the celebration of Christmas proves that the masses are blind and that the masses don't really think. For example, common sense will teach you that there's no S-O-N that could exist on this planet unless there must be the S-U-N. Come on, think. How on earth could anyone use such a terminology as AD and BC? There's no such a thing as AD and BC. There is only now. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything under the sun. The sun, as in the S-U-N, represents life. And there's nothing higher than life. There could be no life and no light without the sun. Therefore, the experience of the sun within you is the greatest experience that man could ever experience. That's why Christmas is the greatest gift to man. When you discover Christ consciousness, that you could discover, it is good to have the gift of a preacher, or the gift of a politician, or the gift of a teacher, or the gift of a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, the gift of a billionaire, the gift of anything you want to talk about in this world that is temporal. When it comes to the eternal gift, there's nothing greater than that. When it comes to the gift of all gifts, there's nothing greater than having the key to life or finding the phenomena of life. There's nothing greater than that. Life creates money. Life is who create God too and give you a God outside of yourself. So the secret of self-realization is the biggest celebration. That's why Christmas is the biggest celebration all around the world. The greatest celebration that you could celebrate is the finding of your higher self, your true self, your consciousness, your awareness, becoming one with the wind, becoming invisible, becoming omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, becoming one with the sun, discovering the spark that is in you. That spark is the star. The real star of David. This human experience is to teach you of who you are. Because only when you discover who you are, that you will discover the real Santa Claus that travels down that chimney, down your spine. It's only when you discover the power hidden at the base of your spine that will blow your crown chakra off and open up a new way. Just like the sun that dies each day and resurrect, and you call it the dawning of a new day. It is the springtime. It is the coming forth. It is the rebirth. And it doesn't take place on the 25th of December because there's only no. It is not a historical event. But every ritual and every action that you see around this time, it tells you that it is coming from a place of limitlessness. It is coming from a place where there is infinite states of consciousness, and you're just choosing the script. And so many people choose the script of a savior outside of themselves. So many people choose the script of a savior outside of themselves. So many people choose the script of a S-O-N instead of the S-U-N. So many people choose the script of the Roman Empire. So many people choose the script of the clergyman. So many people choose the script of the political man. So many people choose the script of the school system and the other systems that have been put in place. And they all play the game and get played by the game by thinking that Christmas is all about consumerism and an outside savior. The message today, my brother and my sisters, is to teach you that the real thing takes place within you, and that all the historical records that they have to show you, and all the teachers that are out here on the internet teaching you the truth about Christmas, the only truth about Christmas that you know is the truth is the one that you will experience within yourself. And when you experience that one within yourself, you know that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. You know that it's the dawning of a new day in your life. You know that it is the coming forth of all the endowment within you. It is the coming forth of the Santa with all the presents. It's the coming forth of the singing and the dancing and the revelry and the commercialization, the abundance. Do you realize it's a season of abundance? It is a season of giving and sharing. It's a season of light. People lighting up all over. Well, I am telling you, that could be an everyday occurrence if you really understand how the mind works. If you really believe in your Christ consciousness. If you know that you are God and you're having a human experience, not by intellect, but by experience. That's why when people talk about Christmas, I laugh, because I know I had the experience itself. That's why you can't have Christmas and don't have Easter at the same time. Don't make nobody fool you. So they tell about Easter and they give you a separate time, and they tell you Christmas and give you a separate time. And it's the same event. That's why they trick the world to believe that the death, the burial, the resurrection, all of these different things, they make you believe that is a bunch of different events. No, it's one event. There's one event that is greater than every other event and been celebrated more than any other event in this entire world, and it's the event of Christmas. The Christ behind the mass. When you find your Christ consciousness, you see, those who get the secret from lip to ears and who are in the ruling class, they'll be smiling the most. And they just be so cool, calm, and collective. They don't come out in the public like I come out in the public and try to teach. They don't really even hold conversation with people, except their friends are very few, which is good, because I'm like that too. And they know that all these celebrations, all of these traditions and all of these things, basically they are misaligning you from the sun. When you believe in them and you conform, they understand why you mustn't be conformed, but you must be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. So if your mind is being renewed, it is an experience that you will get. And that experience is will teach you that they want to trap you in time, linear time. Yeah. So every 25th of December, which there is no December, there is no November, there's no January and February and March and April and May and June. It's just light and darkness. And so you go to bed and you wake up. What else new you're going to do again? Nothing. You're going to go sleep and you're going to wake up again. So everything is based on sleeping and awaking. So there are people who are asleep and there are people who are awake. So they're going to do things to continue to keep you asleep. Could you imagine, right? Just think. If while you're asleep, I walk in, who do you think would be ahead? Who do you think would have more? Who do you think would have more option? Do you realize that money gives you options? Do you realize that knowledge is power? If knowledge is power, what kind of knowledge you think that you need the most? Bible knowledge? Esoteric knowledge? University knowledge? Tertiary education knowledge? Self-knowledge? From the day you have this human experience, you've been searching for yourself. And you're still searching for yourself. And whenever you find yourself, will be the greatest celebration. That's why Christmas is the greatest celebration. The greatest celebration is the greatest secret revelation. When the greatest secret revealed to you. Why you think that people eating ham, they eating roast turkey, they drinking wine, they doing all of these things. I'm not here to condemn those things. I'm here to tell you it's just a repackaged thing. It came from people who was so close to nature that they knew that they were one with nature. And they observed nature. And they trust nature. And they understood that they have always been and would always be a science of the sun. That's why I've been teaching the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciousness. So whether there is AI, what science or what technology, whether there is Heart Math Institute, doesn't matter which angle they take it from. The magnetic and electrical energy of the sun will always be the science that is within you. It is the science of the sun that gives you neuroscience. It is the science of the sun that gives you the technology for the atomic bomb, the technology for bombs and guns, the technology to print money, the technology for everything. So the technology of all technology is you. The supercomputer of our computer is you. The super network of all network is you. So YouTube could do as much as they want. Social media could do as much as they want. But the super highway, the www dot, the World Wide Web exists within you, because we are all connected. All minds are connected, because we are all connected to the SUN, the giver of all life. The cheese, their roots absorb the sunlight in order to bring forth. And in order for you also to bring forth, you have to absorb the sunlight. All information comes from the sun, the SUN. So if they switch the SUN and give you a SON, the trick is now is to turn around and tell you that the people who did celebrate the SUN, that they were pagans. So they use words to trap you, spells to trap you. So the fact that they're still using word as pagan is to tell you that there are people who didn't have their concept and their beliefs, and they give them a name that brings a certain form of shame or a certain feeling. So they're playing with your mind. So, for example, I know people who chapped in the Adventist church who preach against sun worship, they call it, and the sun god, because they don't want you to know that from since the dawn of time, wise men have always known that the sun is the light of the world. So they shift you from one extreme to the next extreme. So you say, no, Christmas doesn't base on Jesus. Jesus never exists. So if you embrace Christmas, if you're going to base your conversation on whether Christmas is about Jesus and not about Jesus, you miss the point. Because it's all an experience that must take place within you. There's nothing no one can tell you when you have your own experience for your own self. That is why the battle on this planet is against you being the master of your own destiny. Someone wants to be the master of your destiny so they could control your economy. Because when they control your mentality, they control your creativity. And when they control your creativity, they control your economy. So every country in this world has an economy. Every country in this world have a governmental structure. Well, all of that is a reflection of your real governmental structure, because you have a mental and it must be governed. In other words, let me put it in a simple way. You have a solar system. Doesn't matter which country you live in this world, they tell you there's a solar system. They tell you there's a outer ecology. They can't hide nature from you. That's why nature is your teacher. So Christmas have to be about nature, but that nature is within you. It's your real nature. Christmas is teaching you about your real nature that carries all the gifts, that carry the character of what they call Santa Claus. Is speaking of the oil that runs down the back of your spine, at the base of your spine, and at the back of your head. When those two oil meet and become one, that union, that's where you will experience the birth of the child within, the Christ birth, the Christ consciousness. That is where you will receive all the gifts, because the gifts will be open, because you'll find the tree of life. The Christmas tree, you'll find the Christmas tree with all the lights on it. You'll find the Christmas tree that brings you into your oneness. It would be the rebirth. It would be the virgin birth. It would be the resurrection. It would be the crucifixion. Because you crucify your ego self. Your ego self which is your limited self, must and will die. So the greatest celebration on this planet represent your greatest experience, which is self-realization. That's why they base it, the whole teaching and belief on a man outside of yourself. But the sun man, the S-U-N, the sun man represents your soul man. That is who you are. You're a soul. That's why some people used to give homage to what they call soul invictus. And I'm just quoting the people who read books and they quote from books. I'm just quoting them right now. Okay? That's why I don't like to go outside of my experience. So they call it soul invictus, which go back to the sun. Okay? And they say Saturnalia, or whatever, coming from the solar system, Saturn, the planet Saturn, same thing. It always goes back to the sun. Okay? Your soul is your consciousness and your awareness. Your consciousness and your awareness is what is attracting the thoughts that are coming to you, because your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. So all these frequencies coming. So this whole Christmas celebration and the whole belief system behind it and all of the activities and so on is a vibration. It's a frequency. Okay, and the merchants of this world who knows the secret of the sun and already align themselves, okay, they are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. Okay, you are giving so much of your energy to them, because when your mind becomes so commercialized and you fall into the realm of consumerism and all you just consume because you get consumed by this holiday. You get consumed by this tradition. Then they get you to repeat the cycle over and over by giving you New Year's Eve. And you believe it's a new year. You get trapped in linear time. You believe that time is real, when there's only now. If there's one thing I know that I'm quite conscious about, is that there's only now. And there's no tomorrow coming. And there is no yesterday. There's nothing new under the sun. There have always been men like myself who have been trying to wake up the world. And there have always been men like those who run the media and those who have the influence around the world and who control the world reserves in terms of the money system. I mean, those who give you the banking system give you Christmas, they give you church, they give you a political system. And there's no way someone like myself who's speaking from experience, they're gonna make me viral unless I'm a part of their club. And I promise never to be a part of their club. Yet I continue to serve. Yet I continue to reach out to those who would listen and who will put what I'm saying to work in their life in terms of becoming a conscious and a deliberate creator. Start to create for yourself and start to save yourself. And you start to see how your life start to change effortlessly. Just start to change your belief system. Give them back the S-O-N. You know, there are people who tell you that they can't deny the S-O-N, the fake Jesus. And so the easiest way to get people from away from you and to get a certain set of people around you is to tell them to say or to do certain things. And those who can't do or say certain things, you know they can't be around you. You see the people who cannot deny their false God, and the people who can't stop saying things like the Most High. Who you referring to when you say the Most High? What you talking about? We're higher than life. When you talk about the Most High, you talk about Yah and Jah and Jehovah. And if you ain't alive, how you gonna say that? If you ain't conscious, how you gonna say that? So tell me how will you say could be higher than consciousness? All the people who believe in a man 2,000 years ago, tell me how that add up. Tell me how that makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is that they have all been the Son. Which one of you come before the Son? Which man listening to me right now, a woman on the internet, that was here before the Son? Tell me. Then you knew. If you was here before the Son and you knew and you could do something new. So AI knew. So the internet knew. Nothing new. It knew to you because you didn't discover it for yourself. Or you didn't discover it before. But everything is a discovery. And you can only discover it within yourself. All science and technology are discovery and a discovery within yourself. So you have to tell me the biggest discovery that must be the discovery of yourself, your higher self, your true self. Come on. That is Christmas. That is secret. That's why mask. It's encrypted and must be decrypted. I'm decrypting it for you. That's why in our earlier life I was talking about Christmas as an experience. That's what I'm really telling you. The experience is a secret. It will always be a secret and must remain a secret. My experience is a secret. Your experience is a secret. That's why I want you to experience the secret of creating for yourself, creating consciously. You can remember when you set that thing in motion. Then you're going to realize that your yearly income could become your monthly income. And then your monthly income could become your daily income. If you look at the cheese, for example, you look at for example, I'm right in front of a coconut tree here. And the coconut tree, when it starts to bring forth, it might have one or two large ones, while you have the others being very small. And they keep developing and developing until they reach the place that they could be consumed. The coconut water, it provides the water, it provides all of itself to us. But it gets every information from the sun. Everything comes from the sun. It can't go without the sun. You telling me it's a coincidence that you can't go without the sun? Well, if you live in your life on this planet, you're broke. You're facing all kind of financial difficulties. You telling me you align with the sun? How that can happen? When I look at the life of people in my country who have religious and superstitious mentality, okay, and I used to have that same religious and superstitious mentality, and my life, as a result, was a life of scarcity, lack, mediocrity, a mindset that couldn't reason outside of the five senses only. Okay, was just living my life like the animals, where you could see, they could taste, the touch, the smell, and so on. And then, after my awakening experience, and I experienced my Christmas, experienced my Christ self, and I was willing to deny the idol, Jesus. I was willing to accept the fact, and according to their own book, where it states that the Lord thy God is a son, S-U-N. Not me say so now. Your own book says so, your own Bible says that in Psalms 84:11. And then say too that they give you, that the system give you says, the Son, the SUN of righteousness, are quoted in Malachi 4:2. He says, Son of righteousness shall arise in you with what? Healing in his wings. The Son of righteousness. And there are people who try to reason that and try to explain that and fail to realize that all is mind, that everything is mental and everything is psychological. Everything have to first be a thought, it have to first be an idea, you have to first be imagined. So someone had to come up with the thought of Christmas. And they had to have something to pattern off. So they pattern off of things that was written there long, long before. And then if they could come up with a concept and use a celebration from something that was done before, when people were more in alignment with nature and when people had no religion, but only self-realization. And they know they could use the media to influence the world and could get the world to gravitate on such a celebration through repetition. They know that the entire world would do it over and over and over and over again. Once you get them to be trapped in time, to believe that time is real. And that is why, my brother, my sister, my biggest revelation, okay, the thing that really helped me a lot is to see that as it is within, so is it without. I realize that everything is a reflection of that which is within. And that has changed my life tremendously. That is why I know that there could never be a Christmas that has been celebrated on the outside, and there isn't a real Christmas that takes place within. And it is forever. There's no end to that Christ, which is a must. Yeah. It means when you discover the law by which you are governed by, and you walk by those laws are in alignment with nature itself also. And nature is in alignment with those laws. So they make it a law in your mind to celebrate and to believe and to have all different concepts. But when you align with the law of the universe and you accept that nature is your greatest teacher, then you will see the secret of astrology, astronomy, and all of these things, and how they are connected to the human psyche. Then you will understand clearly that as a man thinketh in his heart, he's not speaking about the organ that pumps blood around the body. It is speaking about the seat of consciousness. That's where you think from. From that place of consciousness, that place of awareness. So as you think from that place of awareness, that place of consciousness, so shall it be established in this physical three-dimensional world, this physical world. So it is a outshadowing, a outpicturing of what is taking place within. So every man is naked, yet he think he's clothed. There's nothing hidden that would not be revealed. That's what I'm telling you about. That's why when the eye awakes in you, they call it the all-seeing eye. Why? Because your knowing is experiential. And when you know by experience, you would know all things. Because it's the only knowing there is. There's no other knowing. So all the information is available on the internet about Christmas. They all make sense to me. Okay, and they all tie back to the experience that you would experience. The secret of yourself, your higher self, your God self. Okay, the gifts that have been lying dormant within you. The one bringing all the gifts to you. the traveling from one pole to the another pole. All of these things you would experience. The tree, okay, the tree of life with all the gifts on it, and so on, and under it, and so on. You understand all of these things. You understand the manger and all of these things. Why they put these things to trick you, to make you believe it's some event that took place outside. Okay, because every part of your body could go back to all of those things that they're saying, and you can take all of those things and you can link them back to astrology. The 12 disciples go link it back to the 12 signs of the zodiac and all of that. Yeah, and the same story of the virgin birth and the son being born and so on. It's been told around the world and from all different cultures, from all different angles. But when you have the experience, that's how you would know that it is true that all culture tell the same story. And all of them is leading you back to one thing, which is self-realization, self-empowerment, empowerment of yourself, for you to take power over your own life instead of giving your life for others to take power over you. Okay? So my brother, my sisters, you know, I just want to share this moment with you, okay, to tell you that my whole message is about you being a conscious and a deliberate creator. It is you operating the inner sun science and technology. That's why for years I've been offering those videos as a course. And I make it very affordable for everyone. That's why I say, for those who donate $20 or more, I'm a patron, so you have access to listen to all of those videos. I'm teaching the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciousness. It's the greatest technology there is and will ever be and can ever be. There's nothing greater than the opening of the eye within. Some people call it the pineal gland, some people call it the eye of Horus, some people call it all kind of different name. But that experience, that entails every other experience that you will ever experience in this entire world. And that would take your IQ to a level that nothing else could take your IQ to that level. It's the ultimate level. That's why they tell you the story of such a man is the most dangerous man. And people never get it. Do you realize that the story of Jesus Christ is the story of the most dangerous man? A man who could mess up the whole system, a man who could expose the political system, the educational system, and the religious system. And the religious system don't like the man. That's why the religious system come back and give you a fake celebration of the man. Because they don't want you to find the man. Because the man is you. The man in the mirror is you. So my brother, my sisters, all I'm teaching you is to learn to embrace that man, love that man, believe in the man. In short, you know, I'll say believe, man, know thyself. You know, many people could say it, but they don't really quite get it. Because they're saying it out of knowledge. Okay, just information. Okay, that's why I can't talk about Christmas from the information standpoint that these other men could quote so much a thing and go back to Rome and so on. They go back to Nicaea. They could go back to all of that. They could tell you, oh, Pope was existing back in that time. They could talk about the Romans. They could talk about all of that. All of that is history. His story. That's his story. But when you get your story, your experience, man. Okay, so that's why it's all about my brother, my sister. So I really want to thank you all for tuning in. I just want to read the comments here. And I want to thank you all very much. Okay, someone say hi. I want to say hi to you too and greetings to you also. Okay, so it's a joy sharing this message with people all around the world. Someone say Guru, blessings to you too. Okay, someone say greetings, BMG and all the true seekers. And BMG is for BlackMadGuru, okay? Having had this said discussion with people in the past few days, first few days ago, I guess, was told that I would be going straight to hell due to my different acceptance. Well, you can't expect anything different from these people who actually believe the story of a literal man, okay, and fail to realize that is the story of the sun, okay? It is the light that is within you, okay? The sun, you know, you realize that the sun is a reflection of the light that is within you. Do you realize that the sun that you see is so vast, okay, and so fiery, that is a representation of a spark that is in you. Yeah, there's a spark that is in you. Okay, when that ignite is the rising of the sun. Yeah, you Solomon when that happened to you. Okay, you're the wisest. You're the wisest of them all. Okay, I am truly happy to hear your awareness of the day. You are truly appreciated. Thank you, my brother. Okay, always a great day when I catch your life. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, the sun rising in man, okay, is what Solomon is all about. That's why Solomon is known as the wisest. Okay, the wisest time is this time that they call Christmas. Okay, the the greatest celebration is the celebration what they call Christmas. Okay, it is the celebration of your self-realization. Is when you find you find the three wise men. It is when you find yourself, you find the virgin birth. It is when you find yourself that you would know that you are king. It is when you find yourself, you know that you are the high priest. It is when you find yourself, you know that you didn't come here to change anything, you just come here to fulfill. It is when you find yourself that you would know that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. This is when you find yourself, you know that the sun, the sun, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. It is when you would find true healing. Okay, that's when you will heal the pain. That's when you will be able to exchange the real gift. That's when you will be able to bring a smile to people's faces. Is when people will be able and be willing to exchange with you. It is a great time of harvest. That is why you see these merchants, those who join their cabal and their secret brotherhoods and all of these things. They benefit so much from this event. The banks will benefit largely from these events because the banks, those who give you the banks, give you that belief system that you have. Okay. So they will benefit. But I'm saying to you that do not allow they alone to get the benefit. You have a right to benefit from it by seeking to know who you are, for trusting someone who would precede you in the awakening. I'm no more than anyone on this planet. But if I precede you in the awakening, I would encourage you to listen to what I am saying and put what I'm saying to work. Don't just believe me. Don't just comment. Okay? Set out to become a conscious and deliberate creator. If you haven't taken anything away from what I'm teaching you how to practice to become a conscious and a deliberate creator. Create things in your life. Remember the day you set it in motion. Remember the day you have the assumption. Remember the day you did the meditation. Remember the day you did the visualization. Drive the vehicle that you would like to drive in your imagination. Do it first in your imagination. Build the house you want to build first in your imagination. Get the land that you want to get in your imagination. Travel to whichever country you want to travel in your imagination. Then you will understand how you can stop the sun to fight the battle, like Joshua. And then you will say, anyway that the sole of your feet shall tread, it is yours, because you know that the sun can travel anywhere. And the sun can go everywhere. And you are traveling with the sun. You travel with the intelligence of the sun. That's the intelligence they don't want you to harvest, because that is what will give you the true Christmas. You are the light of the world. There's no one else. So when you acknowledge the sun, the sun, it is you acknowledging your soul man. They don't want you to acknowledge your soul man, your sun man, your light man, your magic man, your genie. Give you anything that you want. So you don't have to depend on politicians and depend on those who want to censor you. They want to do you this, they want to do you that. You understand? And they think that you're just going to depend on just this physical money when you're carrying a currency. Thoughts become things. We become what we think about most of the time. So my brother, my sisters, I'm here to inspire. I'm here to build you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to share with you the Christmas story, which is your story of your identity being your divinity. Okay? And I could go on and on. But I'm going to make this live a very short one in terms of going to try to finish in an hour time and only about 12 minutes left. So, you know, feel free to comment, feel free to share. Okay, like this video, share this video, reach out to someone right now and tell them, yeah, I'm on a live here with a brother, okay, who can really inspire you to live the best version of your life on this planet. Okay, if you will use the principle of the law of reproduction and believe what he's saying, the law of reproduction is that every seed and every species must and will all reproduce of its own kind. If I'm speaking to you from an enlightened background and my experience is real, you will get your experiences also. It must and will. It is law. That is why all the people who have ever supported my work, they are benefiting many ways and benefiting right now. Your life will never stop prospering and bring forth, because my life will never stop prosper and bring forth. There's no way I could ever go back to a limited life. There's no way I could ever go back to limiting beliefs. There's no way I could ever go back to conformity. No, I've already been transformed. My whole mind have been renewed. My whole DNA is in a different alignment. That is why you can't take your Paul and try to swine. You can't take this knowledge and try to... Let me tell you something. There are people who claim to be spiritual and not religious, but they're lying. They're religious. I normally call them Christians. Sometimes someone want to talk more spiritually. I say, man, nah, you're spiritual, you're a Christian. And they get annoyed. What do you mean you're a Christian? I say, a Christian means you're still in parasitism. You talk. And you want to bring your family and your friends and your family member. You watch, I think you could talk them into this. You can't talk nobody into this. This is for you and you alone. So shut up. That we say, shh, keep it a secret. See to it, you tell no man. Is it Christianity in you why you want to talk? It's what happened to me too. Yeah, I want to talk, tell somebody, I impress somebody, I show them your knowledge. They're blind and dumb. They're blind and dumb to what you saying. Just live your life, bro. When you start to live your life, because their mind is so materialistic, they're going to see the material things and so on in your life. And then they're going to start to pay attention. It's the only how you can get them pay attention, because that's where they live. Psychologically speaking, they live in the materialistic realm. Why do you think videos and the internet were telling about get money rich and get rich quick and all of these things? Why do you think they just get you? Why do you think the fellas on the internet who want to scheme you and trick you and so on, why do you think they just get you easily? Because they're telling you what you want to hear. So don't think when you get this kind of knowledge, you want to go to family members who still chopping religion and church and still chopping the matrix and so on and think they're ready, they're mind ready, and you think you could all talk them. It ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. You better try to get some experience for yourself, but when they watch your life. And that alone is silent. They can't tell. Look, if you don't have more than them religious people, I better shut up. I talk from experience. And I remember time I used to say to myself, if I can't have more than them, they laugh after me. They say, he talking all this thing about, he talking against Jesus, he talking about the church, he talking about this. And we have, nothing. That's what they're going to say. But when you put yourself that you could employ them, yes, you employ them. You be the lender and not the borrower. Yes. Because you know the religious people who in church and believe in Christmas and believe in all this thing and all this celebration, you need pastor and prosper. It's a law. You prosper and get the pastor and all them people and get sort of money and so on and get rich and expand their borders, but them remain the same. I hear joke. Even if you go in church, don't care how much religious you be, if you poor, they treat you like shit. I say it plain and straight. Poor people in any part of society will be treated like shit. They just treat you so. People could only treat you how they see you. So if they see us dumb, they treat you as dumb. And for you to believe that a man born 2,000 years ago and born the 25th of December, you're dumb. If I know, with all the information on the internet, okay, and even if you listen to me, you disagree, but do your own research for yourself. because I don't go on research, I go on my experience, and you go see my experience and the research that people do. They go back to what's a historical thing that you can take. I too old for that right now in terms of going to read all of them books and all of that kind of information. But if you provide me books, I want the books. That's why I was asking people for books. I was asking people to donate books and books for me. Let me pass it on to the next generation, where they get some knowledge too, and see what I was saying and put it two together. And then go realize, how come this man is born in this country with those books and so never available now? How the man could say all of them things, the man? Something about this man. This man wasn't no mad man. This man wasn't no crazy man. It couldn't have been. They go say, wait. It's like, for example, right? Some people just go back, right? And they look back and say 1920. If you see a man with a physique 1920, okay, before anabolic steroids, you know that man was a natural man, you know. A natural bodybuilder. They try to use a man named Eugene Sando. And, you know, this strange thing about this world, you know, all the great men they ever show in the world, they were all white men. Something is wrong with that. All the main characters, all the mighty people. How is it this God we talk about so biased? All the great men, all the great inventors, the white man, something wrong. Okay, and when you talk like that, people say, oh, you talk a race. You talk about a race, man. It's just insight. Okay? They show Jesus white, they show Santa Claus white too, they show everybody white. Yeah, so my brother and sister, I'm just saying all of this to say, get rid of the mindset. Okay, and change your mind. Okay, let me just read this comment. See, having funny. Someone say, always a great. Okay, when you catch your life. Okay, interesting as usual. Many thanks. Thank you too. A lot of these people watch it, Paul. You can't change these people. Stop worrying up yourself with these people. They live their life and you live yours. That's the problem. Okay, and great stream. Thanks. Okay, you are a true teacher in that you encourage all to know for himself that the most I could do and not simply believe. Such can only come from an awakened soul. Bro, I be honest with you, I can't do nothing else. Look, I tell you, I forget if I did write down the name of some of the channels, okay, that did videos about Christmas, it'd be a lot. Okay, so much people speaking about Christmas. And I just keep saying, but all these people speaking about Christmas, all they're giving you is historical information. Even someone called him Silly Carson. Okay, Billy Carson. Okay, even he talking about Christmas. You see, David, I call him talking about Christmas. You see, John and Maxwell, all them talking about Christmas. You see so much people talking about Christmas, and all they give you is a historical event. And the historical event makes sense to me because of my experience. So I know they're repeating things that were written there before. But when you have the experience, man, that would make me feel happy. I know the greatest celebration you're supposed to have in your life is the greatest experience also. And that greatest experience is what they might refer to as Christmas. That's why I know Christmas is an experience. So it have to be a secret. So when you experience real Christmas, you understand? They say blasphemy. They say stone him. Someone mentioned the superheroes. Yeah, all the Marvel characters too. It's the power. Okay? Someone said wise words again. If your life does not reflect that which you say, you should be quiet. Yes. I tell you, I learned the hard way. I remember when I know, come to this realization, I used to talk to people, and I know they used to look down at me and say, nah, nothing. Until one of them tell me so. A church man. He said, if you know all of that, how come you ain't on a ride? I said, bro, right now I could buy more than one. I said, but I live by principle. I believe not until I could afford about 3 to 5, I ready for the thing. And I using the principle there. And now I have the information because I hook up to information highway, and everywhere on the internet I go, it's just confirmation it bringing to me. I know what I am capable of. And I know I didn't born out of my mother's womb being big. I know I born small and I grow and I grow and I expand, I grow and expand, I grow and expand, I grow and expand, I grow and expand. So yeah, so this is the good news. If you could start from zero, who could tell you that you need money to make money? Who could fool you with that? You start from zero. You see, when you start from zero, you just keep multiplying and never stop multiplying again. Multiplication and these things and addition and all of that, them is magical language. Them is magical language when you find Christmas. The Christ consciousness that hidden behind the mask. For years, I stick with that one teaching. And I never try to teach like these other fellas who do the research. They have a lot of work to do. Since I was growing up, I never used to be, like for example, when I was still chopping in secular Christianity and church and thing, and I used to be a speaker and thing, I used to speak. I never used to go and do a whole sort of study and do a whole sort of research, you know. No, I read a little scripture and I go into meditation. I go out in nature to begin with. I used to always do that. Go out in nature. And nobody could have preached a sermon like me. I go and I read the Bible and I put it down. And I lie down. Sometimes I fall asleep and all kind of thing. Everything come to me. Everything used to always come to me. Up to this day, everything always come to me. I don't pre-plan or anything like that. I don't do those things. I'm very intuitive. So my brother and my sisters, I'm telling you, the real Christmas, man, it just take place inside of you. And when it happens, your life can't be the same. So start to exercise your mind and so on. And as you do it and as you expand and as you grow, let the people watch your life. Don't go talking to people and telling people. That's why, you know, even though, look, sometimes you hear me talk about secret society and expose secret society. Me I expose the secret society as devil people and so on, you know. No, me ain't doing that. It's just to let you know what they're hiding. Okay? It's just to let you know what they're hiding. Okay, to show you that people in secret society ain't worshiping no devil and all kind of foolishness, because the same religious people going by the banks and the credit union and go borrow money from the same people who running the banks and the credit union and who they on the board. And those are the people those in those fraternity. Come on. What I just look at the leading people in my society, the people in the ruling class, and I just watch their life. You understand? And see how their life is and see the difference. Okay? They don't go around trying to convince people to live like them or to believe like them. And I honestly believe that there will always be secret, because my experience will always be a secret. Because only if you have the experience, then you know. That's why the closest you could come is putting what I'm saying to work in your life. And when them things start to work in your life, okay, you start to know for sure you're a conscious creator. That's something I could guarantee you, that I could discover for yourself, that you're a conscious creator. And once you could discover you're a conscious creator, then you could go higher and higher. Okay? So that's what it's really all about. Okay, so my brother and my sisters, use this lesson to teach you that the biggest and greatest event to celebrate in life is self-realization. That is Christmas. So Christmas is a reflection of self-realization. You give gifts, okay, you show love, you sing, all the events, because let me go through all of that. All the events of Christmas represent the results of a higher understanding, of discovering your higher self, of having the light to lead you and guide you. You realize, right? The businessmen, the money they make around this season could carry them throughout the entire year. Throughout the entire year. And I'm into business. And did my business benefit from the Christmas festivities? Of course, yes. Tremendously too. So if I try to lie to you and so on, okay, I was so busy and still busy. Okay. But I know what it's all about. Okay, and I'm willing to share with people what it's all about. So it's not just a event about some tradition. No, it's not tradition. Okay, it's all about you. Okay, everything is within you. Everything that you need in this life, it can be found within you. Okay, definitely coming to a close. I'm gonna keep walking, until I get back to my vehicle. Okay, there's things I have to do, but I take this moment to share with you to let this whole awakening experience that I'm talking about for years. Okay, that is the real Christmas. Okay, so therefore, if you should seek anything in this world, seek for self-realization. Seek to know who you are. Okay, because it's only when you know who you are that your light will shine. Okay, there's a center of creativity that is hidden within you. You have to find a center of creativity that is within you. Your creativity is what will shape your economy. Okay, that is what will shape your ecology. So you have an outer ecology and you have an inner ecology, and your inner ecology have to do with your mentality. That's what is shaping your entire life. It's your mentality. It's the way you think. Okay, so if you repeat something over and over and over and over and over again, even if it's a lie, you start to believe that it is true because it would impress your subconscious mind. Okay, so it's like a computer. A computer has a CPU, it is the central processing unit. So there's a central part of the computer. But you being a supercomputer, there's a central part of you that holds all the information. And so if they get you a memory, you keep repeating things over and over based on memory. That's what the school system does. It keep you in the realm of memory. So you regurgitate things that was taught to you and you never question those things. But when you're in alignment with the sun in the sky, the sun, it's only when you're in alignment with the sun that you would realize that the sun is the giver of all life. It represents the lamp of your body, which is your soul. That is why there's nothing higher than life. For you to believe in anything higher than life, okay, it is for you to doubt yourself. There's nothing higher than life. That is why you have to use the gift of life to create an ideal world, a world of joy, happiness, contentment, fulfillment, a world of abundance. You have to speak abundance in your life every single day. There's no such a thing as lack or scarcity. Look at money. Money is printed. How could it be scarce? And it was first a thought. It was first an idea. It was first in someone's mind. It is mental. Money is a mental construct. It's an effect. But you are the cause because all is mine. So you got to fix your mind to break all of these traditions that was passed down to you, from your parents, and so on. Okay, of which Christmas is the biggest of them all. Up to this day, doesn't matter what. My mother still believes in Christmas, in terms of the activities. She liked to bake and cook and do all of these things. You know what I mean? But you have to get rid of these traditions as you grow in life and as you come to the understanding that you must be in oneness with nature. Okay? So, my brother, my sisters, really a blessing, is really a joy to be bringing these live to you. Okay. And I continue to bring more of these lives. Okay, as we continue this journey. Okay, let me just read these few comments and then I'm definitely gonna quit. Okay, someone says here, reflecting on the term solar plexus. Yeah, we can see that the sun is truly within us. Yeah, the sun is within. And the story of Christmas is about the sun. Okay. And I'm saying it from my own experience. And then you have the history to back it up. So you can check out all of these people who bring across the information from a historical standpoint. But let me say this. The person who brings information from a historical standpoint will never be a threat to social media, to the world. It's only those who actually have the experience. Okay. They will do everything in their power to kind of stifle the message and for the message not to get around to the masses and so on. But you don't need a crowd. You just need a few people to start to put this thing to work in their life, and then you start to see for yourself. And the good thing is that I've experienced one side and then experienced another side. What do I mean by that? I experienced what it means to have a religious and superstitious mindset, to born and grow up with that kind of mindset. And then I experienced what it is like to get rid of the religious and superstitious mindset and get rid of the limiting beliefs and do something different. And I could measure the results, and the results don't argue or tell lies. I knew that when I had the kind of belief that I had before, it's like I was under a curse. It's like I was under a spell. And when I got rid of those beliefs, it's like I break the curse. And that's why I want to encourage people to do the same. And don't make the same mistake like me. Don't go around talking and trying to convince people. Don't do it. Save the energy, trust me. I did it. I know it's a waste of time. And even now, sometimes I will slip. And then I pull myself together. But it's very, very, very rare you find me going on a tantrum like before. Don't waste your energy. I tell you, don't waste it. Gather things first. Fill up your cup. Let your cup full and run over. You catch what I'm saying? Change your bank account. Do all of those things. Do all of those things, bro. Do all of those things and prove for yourself. Don't try to prove nothing to nobody else. Don't try to convince nobody when no yap. No. The people don't listen to you if you had nothing. Don't make nobody fool you. I see street preachers in my country preaching, and like one of them, I told him, I say, you waste your whole life try to change everybody else except yourself. He tell me I demon possess. See? Don't waste your life. I learned this thing late. I want you to learn it early. Imagination creates reality. We become what we think about most of the time. Thoughts become things. You are the creator of everything that's happening in your life and will continue to be. It will always be that way. It cannot change. Don't try to change people, change you. If you listen to me, my brother, my sisters, I'm telling you, your finances could grow in no time. Everything in your life could expand in no time. Sometimes I sit and I study and I ask myself, could you believe a couple of years ago, something was so hard for me? I had such a lack and scarcity mentality. No? There's no way I could go back to that. No way. It can't happen. It can't happen. It's impossible. It's impossible for me to go back to that kind of mindset. I'm not going back to that kind of mindset. My mind is my treasure. Your mind is your treasure. The choice you make in life is what would mean what fruit or what harvest you'll harvest in life. Don't make no one fool you. You're the real Santa Claus. It's about a substance. that will flow down your backbone, down to the base of your spine, and one that will flow up too. There's one flowing up and there's one flowing down. Just like your brain is a receiver and a transmitter of frequency, it's the same thing. You carry the chi of life. The Kabbalah is in you. You're a magician. Your word is your one. You casting spell. Most people casting spell on themselves. Nobody don't force people to celebrate Christmas or believe Christmas. They give it to you. It's how you're gonna utilize it. If I was to be honest with you, I mean to say, anyone who running a business will know around December time is the most money they make. And then in my country, then secondly after that, Carnival, most money is make. And then throughout the year, you'll be making money, but there's certain years make a ton load of money. Just like when they had the big pandemic, certain companies made billions in a day. So it has happened. But the fact is the fact that Christmas ain't had nothing to do with no man who existed thousands of years ago. It's all about the sun. And I've been teaching the inner sun science and technology to create your reality for ever since. I keep telling you it's all about the sun. Because I experience the sun. So when people talk about the spark, it's still the sun. You're going back to it's still the light. It's a light man. It's a soul man. It's a sun man. Especially if you're a melanated person, you're closer to the sun. You're more spiritual if you get rid of the Jesus and Mary foolishness. The sooner you could deny Jesus, the fake Jesus, the pale Jesus, the blue-eyed blonde hair man, the faster you could just get rid of that. It's better, more freedom for you, bro. I know I'm telling you, your mother was an idiot, your father was an idiot, your father was an idiot, and I ain't saying that in a mean way. I'm saying it to show you that you have to break the spell, you have to break the curse. Christianity, secular Christianity is a curse on black people. All black people don't care who you be. There's no reason you can reason me. You can't out-reason me. You can't out-talk me. You can't disprove me. That's why in my country, people have all kind of scripture right up on their vehicle and they borrow money from the bank and the credit union. I didn't do that. I start from zero. Let me roll my tongue. Zero. And I'm teaching the other people who listen to me, start from zero, bro. Yeah, let me tell you this. Ideas rule the world and ideas run the world. How much money you need to start to come up with an idea? And the idea come from the sun. The sun is the empower and give everything. Everything is in the sun. Man, I done. I think I done. Everything is in the sun. S-U-N, not no S-O-N. Stop giving your power away. So my brother and my sisters, what Christmas really mean to me, man. You understand? So when the season come around and so on, you know what I mean? I enjoy making money too, okay? But I don't celebrate that shit. I'm believing no man 2,000 years ago. I know it's all about the sun, and I embrace the inner sun science and technology more and more and more and more and more every time it comes around, okay? Because it's a cycle of a certain mindset, a state of awareness and consciousness. And you can either reap from it, I could fall victim to it. The whole thing about life is a game. You either play the game, you either learn how to play the game or get played by the game. The choice is yours. So that's the most I could do. Okay? I can't help you otherwise. Because sometimes, and let me say this as I come to a close here. In the time of the big pandemic, I employ people to work with me. And I telling you, when you employ people who look just like your own people, those are the people who ought to mostly destroy you. They take the most from you. They treat your business anyhow, do anything, but you still have to understand it's because of their mindset. It's where they live psychologically. It's their belief system. So the most you could do is share with others, okay, how they could change their life. And they could either accept or reject. But the greatest gift to man is Christmas. Not the one that the world give you, but the one that you will find within you. Christmas is the greatest celebration. It's a celebration of self-realization. Let me just read this last comment here. Someone say hi, and then someone say, Black man, guru, please help me to attract money and wealth. I could definitely help anyone to attract money and wealth. Okay? But there's principle. Okay? There's a lot of principles. Okay? And people don't miss the principles. And I try to teach them the principles. You see, and let me end here by saying this. You have to give to get. Don't make nobody fool you. You have to give to get. Some people don't want to get before they give. That's why, as I offer one-on-one, as I offer course, I offer books, and I give myself freely. On YouTube, you listen to me. I don't hold back anything. I give to you. I remember one time, a guy reached out to me, and he was willing to pay another guy $15,000 because he believed that I was holding back some secret. And he was telling me if I wanted to charge more, I could charge him more. Okay, for I to give him the secret. And I know that there wasn't no secret to give to him. I know that it was so simple. The truth was so simple that he couldn't believe it was so simple. So he thought I was holding back something from him, and I wanted to get some more money to give him the secret. I said, no, bro. I don't want anything more. What I am telling you is the truth. But it is so simple, you can't believe it is the truth. So, my brother, my sisters, never ever value money over yourself. Always remember that money is the effect. It is as of a result of. It's the expression of mind. Everything is a reflection of you. Where you live is a reflection of you. How much money you make a year is a reflection of you. How much you make a month is a reflection of you. Even the vehicle you drive, everything is a reflection of you. And what you create is what you want. Is the script that you choose. The only thing is that you have to learn that you have to creep before you walk. And you have to walk before you run. Some people want to run before they walk. Even before they creep, they want to run. Some people believe that they have to get money to start. You don't need no money to start. All you need is an idea. Money was first a thought. It was first an idea. It was first imagined. It came from someone's mind. A word is the expression of a thought. Your life is an expression of your thoughts. They are mirroring what is going on within you. So you need to start from zero. Just like me. I am self-made. I start from a thought. Because I'm a thought evolved being. I know I'm living in a mental construct. I know all is mine. I know the sun, the sun, is the giver of our life. I know that. I know the sun is the light of the world. There's no man who exists thousands of years ago is the light of the world. I know this thing about Jesus and church is nonsense. It's bullshit. I know it. Not believe, I know. That's why I'm encouraging you to start from zero. Know what you want. Write down what you want. You have to know what you want. Stop making New Year's resolution. It's bullshit. You have to know exactly what you want in this world here. And then you start to live your damn Christmas. You're Christ. With the moss. With the law. Christ consciousness. Along with the law of life. The law of the universe. You realize there's nothing higher than life. You could take your life and bend reality to your will. Your life. Nothing greater than life. There's nothing greater than life. There's no higher power than life. Don't make them fool you. There's no higher power than life. I repeat it again. There is no higher power than life. And there's no tomorrow. And there's no yesterday. There's only now. Don't make no one fool you. So if you're going to celebrate Christmas, it's because you're stupid. There's no such a thing as no man born, no 25th and no December. The sun is the giver of our life. Common sense will teach you that. No one can get food to eat on this planet without the sun. No one could get water to drink without the sun. There's no science, there's no technology on this planet without the sun. None. Absolutely none. So you have to be dumb to believe that time is real. It's a fallacy. Time is an illusion. There's no such a thing as a Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday. There's no such a thing as a January and a February and a March and a April. There's only light and darkness. There's only one cycle that's happening all the time. Tonight you're going to sleep and then you're going to wake in the morning. So you're going to experience darkness, you're going to experience light. You're going to experience darkness, you're going to experience light. Every part of the world is the same thing. You experience darkness, you experience light. One cycle, one consciousness. And you can't have light without darkness, and you can't have darkness without light. And you can't have an outer Christmas, and there's not an inner Christmas. A Christ, an inner Christ. Not wearing a mask. And when you discover that inner Christ, all things are yours. Just name it. Claim it. Believe it. Manifest it. Receive it. Accept it. It's yours. Yo, I can't live my life the way I used to live my life before. I could never go wrong again with a broke mindset, with a scarcity mindset. No. After I get rid of Jesus, man, that bullshit story they tell me and tell me about I as a wretched sinner in need of a savior. Not until I learn how to save myself, man. And I realized I had the tools to save myself. And I'm sharing it with you. Okay? Sharing it with you. And so, my brother, my sisters, before I end here, I want to say if you want to book me for a one-on-one, feel free. If you want to join my Free Thinkers Seekers University, feel free. If you want to be part of my patient community, feel free. And let me thank this person here, Clive. Okay, let me thank you for the $199. Thank you very much. Big up to you too. Okay, and anyone who feel led to donate to this work or to help this work in any way, I am very much grateful. I know that I'm working with Allah. I give, and I know it must come back to me from somewhere. Okay, I don't have to study where it's coming from. For example, I do videos, okay, and anyone with common sense, you can look at my live and see the people who come on my live and so on and listen to my teaching and so on. And then anyone could go back and see, when I was, getting up to all 8,000 subscribers in 1 month and so on. And videos were getting up to 20-something thousand views and even 90 something thousand views. Okay. And, based on things, I see, they just chat back on my views, do all of these kind of things to me and so on. But what happened? I walk with Allah. Okay. And the lie is sowing and reaping. And once I continue to sow and I continue to enrich people's life, my life must be enriched also. Okay. And that is why ideas after ideas just keep coming to me. I've had to invest more and get back more and expand my life and expand the life of other people and help other people. And in doing so, As I help other people, I've been helped also. Okay. That is why I'll continue to pour out my heart to the world. Okay. Because the more I give is the more I must receive. It's law. Okay, based on divine law, infinite law. Okay, so I really want to thank you all very much. And I would encourage you to meditate every day. Spend time in meditation, spend time in isolation, do your visualization, do your scripting. Okay, whatever ritual it takes, okay, you do it, okay, to live the best version of your life on this planet, okay. It is your birthright, okay, to have and to be and to do whatever you desire to have and to be and to do in this world. Okay, everything is basically right there for you. Okay, where they're selling vehicles, it's open for you to go and have anyone you want. Where they're selling homes, they're right there for you to have anyone you want. You can get any land that you want in this world, in any community, if you know how to use your powers magically, okay? And stop being religious and superstitious and stop looking outwardly and stop believing in the things that were given to you from a child. They rape your subconscious mind and so certain seeds in your mind that is very hard for you to escape. That's why they say if you train up a child in a certain way, when they become older, they won't depart from it because they understand the power of the subconscious mind and how you can program a child from small. And they make sure they program little children from the school system, okay, to keep them being the borrower and not the lender, to keep you in to work for the rest of your life and then they pay you retirement. You're more than that, my brother, my sisters. Put what I'm saying to work. Okay. If you need to get my books, check out the links. The links are down below. Get my books. My books will definitely help you a lot and change your life for the better. Okay. So I can go on and on and on and on. But definitely gonna come to a close here and I want to thank you very much. I want to say peace. Love you all. Out.